skateboarders do look at things differently. You go down a normal street and you're looking at stairs, looking at handrails. You're looking for, places to skate where you can do anything you want. And you got to get creative and figure out what kind of trick you want to do. And like, you could do anything. There's a lot of skateboarders that do artwork. So I guess it's the same. Like, you look at the world the same way you look at for skate spots. You're looking for inspirations. You sit down to draw something, you got a blank page and you can do anything you want. What are you going to do? I didn't start skating until I was 8. I've been doing artwork since I could hold a crayon, Growing up, my grandmother did a lot of art, and my mom was pretty artistic, my aunt, so it runs in the family. Our great uncle is Mort Walker. He does all the Beetle Bailey comic strips and stuff. So, he was our claim to fame when we were little. Yeah, I'm related to that guy. This was one of the sculptures that I did in my bronze class. I did it just as a tribute to Mort and his character, Beetle Bailey. I got it to him for his birthday, just as a thank you for all his years of inspiration and stuff like that. So he was pretty psyched. That was cool. As far as other art influences, I guess, I would just learn stuff from skateboarding and see what Mark Gonzales or Nautice were drawing. The fact that they skated and did artwork, I was really inspired by all of that. If you see the old photos from the 80s, all kinds of paint pen art drawings and writings and all that stuff, definitely heavily influenced me to do all of that as well. I was actually on the trail to become an artist, do that for a living 100%. I'd been skating for 10 years without being sponsored, so I didn't really imagine it going anywhere at that time. I was just doing it. We were kind of isolated, and I just didn't know any pros or any even sponsored AMs, anybody. We were just in our own little world. 91, Jonas and I both saved up some money and went to skate camp. It was our first time meeting people that were sponsored and got to see pros skate. I got to skate with Danny Way, and all those guys showed up when we were there, and then a bunch of guys that were sponsored by Thunder and Spitfire, and they sponsored Jonas on the spot. They told me to send in a sponsor me video. So when I came back, we got a video camera from our buddies and just started filming each other, and made a tape, sent it in, got on Flow for Thunder and Spitfire for about a year, and I ended up getting on Blockhead through skate camp too. I just snowballed from there. When I started doing all the skateboard stuff, no one really knew I did my own artwork. And then when it came time to do graphics and things, they were like, well, what do you want? And usually just tell them kind of what you want. They got artists that work on it. I just kind of told them, all right, I'll draw it up. And I drew it up, turned it in, they liked it, and just kept doing my own. My first pro graphic was the tribute to Dr. Seuss. It started as an art project in my high school art class. And originally I didn't draw it to be a board graphic. It's a big rectangle, and it just has all of his characters around his grave kind of paying tribute. Cat in the Hat's got his hat off. He's tipping his hat to him, and everyone's frowning they all can't believe it. There's even a little mouse popping out of the ground right there. This is the original drawing of that thing from my art class. So this is what shape it was in. And when we decided to turn it into a board graphic after that, then we had to make a copy of it, cut all the characters out, and place it tall and skinny and make it more of a tall rectangle for the board. This is the one. It's funny to see now because you can see where it's all separate pieces. We were doing it all by hand, cutting out pieces of paper, gluing it together. I even had to add his ear on there. Today you would just scan it in and do it on a computer. This is cool. It's a letter from Dr. Seuss's wife. My mom knows someone who knows Mrs. Seuss. They sent her a copy of the original drawing, and she sent me back this letter. And it says, "Dear Jeremy, thank you so much for having Joan Knight forward your very special poster on our beloved Dr. Seuss. You did a wonderful job of showing the sadness in his special characters. We all miss him so much, and you managed to capture that feeling. Hopefully you will get back to art school, as you have a special talent. but you can skate for now, then go to school later. My best, Mrs. Seuss. Awesome letter.
Give me 5. Over here.
How to do that? That nobody can. I don't believe it. It can't be possible. I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. Look at these marks.
Those ones are color graphics for color skateboards. The cutoff jeans and the army belt. You know, a little Boy Scout belt. That was the company that Markovich and Mark Oblo started. And at the time, Markovich was one of my favorite skaters. And he called me up and told me that they're starting a new company called Color. I kind of followed his lead and said, all right, let's do it. So we, got together, started filming another video and, pumping out more boards and artwork, and everything was going really well. And it was a different company because at the time it was either you were on a World Industries company or you were on some lesser thing. When Color came up, everyone was kind of stoked that there was finally like another choice. Those are actually drawn with the watercolor color pencils. You color pencil it first, then you put water on it after. That's how I did both of those ones. Color just kind of dissolved after that. It kind of broke up like a band would. All of a sudden everything's going good, and then I get a call, yep, we're not doing it anymore. There's no company.
Met a mystic man with an evil stare.
After Color kind of separated, it was time to ride for someone else. And I wanted to ride for a solid company that was going to be around forever, and I thought Plan B was going to be that company. Because I was like, they have the best team in skateboarding, the best videos I've ever seen, so I just want to be a part of that. And I started riding for Plan B, and then same thing when it came time to do graphics. Like, he knew I did some artwork, he saw some of my old board graphics and stuff, so he let me have free reign. Just go ahead, do what you want. Just doing a lot of drawing and doodling at the time, picking up a fat marker and drawing different kinds of drawings with it. And a lot of those ended up being my graphics. You can see elements of some of the graphics, like the umbrella guy ended up being a graphic in a different form. There's the chair with the window. So like a lot of these little doodles turned into board graphics. There's that one with the girl with the stars. That ended up being a board graphic right there. Did that in the Plan B video. That's just kind of a self-portrait. And then in the animation, we did it to where what he was drawing was me at the spot. And then I ollie through the hole in the wall at Redondo. It was one of those things, like, through skateboarding I was able to do more artwork. Because every time something came up that needed artwork on it, I got that covered, like whether it was board graphics or t-shirt graphics or even like a design for an ad. And then when it came time to like design shoes and stuff too, like, okay, let's do it. This one's the first shoe that I designed straight out of high school. Did the Duke shoe. Learned a lot in that one. And this was the next Duke shoe that it's called the Earl. These were the first shoes that I designed for audio, and I almost didn't stay with them because none of the guys that did audio had ever designed a shoe before. They were too soft and they were wearing out too fast. They didn't hold up like their shoe shape. I didn't have a shoe in the first line that came out because I didn't think my shoe was ready yet. And then the second one, we actually kept the same sole, just did a new upper on it to freshen it up. This ended up being Audio's best-selling shoe they ever made. This one made them literally millions, which is nice for them. I didn't have to stop doing artwork to skateboard. They go together so well. And I don't know what it is is it artists that are drawn to skateboarding, or is it the skateboarders that are drawn to doing art? I don't know.
Scary skinhead in our hardcore scene, back then, we were 15, he was like 19, he was like